All right, hello and welcome inside the Brentwood Sportsplex as we get ready to go. The RMLL Junior B Semifinals are upon us. It's the Calgary Chill hosting the Okotoks Marauders in Game 2. Game 1 was a real close one, but Okotoks ended up picking up a big win. We're getting ready for the national anthems. We're going to throw you down to the floor for all of that. All right, with that, we are officially ready to go for Game 2 here at Brentwood. In Game 1, Okotoks managed to pick up a big win, 12-7 over the Chill. In the regular season, the Chill swept that series. The Marauders doing a good job to break that streak up early in this series as we'll get ready for the opening draw of this one. Getting it underway for the Calgary Chill is going to be Brody DaCosta. On the other side of him, I believe it is going to be Hayden Bitnar-Magawa. Both players getting ready to go. We'll hear the benches get loud here in Brentwood. We've got some packed stands with everybody ready to go for some playoff lacrosse. This will be one back into the Marauders zone. Quick face-off infraction. We'll see the Chill get their offense out there first. Donning some fresh new black alternate jerseys. Things will get started up high with Ethan Dosdall. Dosdall on the left side. He didn't pick up any points in game one. He'll be trying to change that here as that quick stick didn't quite go the Chill's way. It was Brett Kohut on the far side. We'll head back the other way. Fast break chance for the Marauders. Seth Garofalo sending that one off. Heading down the right side with it. Setting up. Seth Garofalo to the top. Marauders down the left side. Working off the screen, back down the right. Setting a screen. That'll end up rolling its way through center. Picked off and stolen by the Chill. Tyson Endall on the charge the other way. No shots registered yet. As up at the top, the Chill will head down the right. 15-second shot clock for them. Cross the floor, trying to hit Captain Dumoulin in front. He couldn't hold on. That blast sent wide. And that'll end up going out of play. Marauders getting the ball. This will get picked up by their captain, heading the other direction. Dallin Blake with it. On the left side. It'll end up working its way towards the goal. Good stop. Turned away there by Easton Martin. Martin got the start in game one for the Chill. Picking up a .769 save percentage. 12 goals against on him. Chill on the right side, up at the top. Dane O'Connell sending it down the right. This one's nearly picked off by Okotoks. It'll roll its way back along the boards. 5 seconds to go. Cross the floor. Blast from Dumoulin, turned away. Rebounds there. Picked up by Logan Penoyer. Back up at the top, Penoyer to the corner, missing the stick of Dane O'Connell. It'll land back down low and stolen back by the goaltender in between the pipes for the Marauders in Ashton DeGroot. Down the right side, Marauders on the charge, 3-on-2. They'll go low. Easton Martin with a great save. Martin looking down the right side of the floor. He'll end up hitting the stick of DaCosta, but they won't quite sneak over the line in time. Marauders now starting up high with it. Hayden Bitnar-Magawa on the left side now. Across the floor, missing that stick. It'll land back along the wall. Garofalo heading down the right. This one blasted on and turned away. Marauders get it right back. Back up at the top. Across the floor, just off the stick of Blake Robinson. Picked right back up by Martin. This one sent down the left side with it. Brody DaCosta. DaCosta looking for some help. He'll find it up high with Grayson Bateman. Had 2 points in game one, a goal and an assist. As heading down the left side, the Chill have a charge. But that'll get turned away. He took a foot in the crease. Heading back across the line, down the right. The Marauders setting up high. Taking a few whacks in the arm. This one charging down the middle. Blake Robinson couldn't hold on. It'll land right back with Easton Martin. Martin passing this one right over to Tyson Endall on the left side. Endall ends up trying to find the stick of Owen Hamill. It'll bounce off of him. Picked right back up high. Shukat heading down the right. Bateman back down the floor. Loading up with this one is Ian Charchuk. He'll work his way to the top. Looking for a way to get in. Down the left side, Bateman. Cross the floor. Blast from Dumoulin. Turned away. Good stop to Groot. They'll look long here. Down the right side. Up high with Clayton Candy. This will end up back along the wall. Up at the top, that's none other than Ben Erickson, the point leader in the South. Down the right side, Erickson. He'll fire, he'll score. The Marauders go up by 1. And that's an early one for Okotoks, which could be big here. Chill only managing to score 7 in game 1. An early start could be exactly what they need. Okotoks had a junior B leading offense with an average, or excuse me, not an average, 256 goals scored across the entire season. Down the right side, that's going to end up with Tate Bungay on the right side. He'll try and head down the right, charging the lane, able to evade a Chill double team. It'll land back up high with Blake Robinson. He'll look down the right. Robinson up to the top, down the left side, charging the lane right in front. Not able to spin off that defender. Now here comes Cowett on the rush. Down the middle. He didn't like what he saw. He'll spin back. Finding it is Ethan Dosdall. Dosdall on the left side, finds the lane, goes low. He'll score. The Chill tie it up a 1. So we'll get ready for another face-off. That's a big one for Ethan Dosdall. He'll get his first goal of the playoffs. Heading out to take the draw. I believe that's Dosdall now. Immediately off the goal, he'll try and pick up a face-off win for the Chill. It'll end up rolling back the other way. 3-on-2 for Okotoks. Goes low. Rebound was there. Couldn't find it. Good stop by Martin. Now heading down the left side with it. This will end up on the stick of Damon Penoyer. He'll hand this one right off to Jacob Shukat. Up at the top, Bateman. Bateman loading this one up down the left, right back to Bateman. 1-on-1, he'll take that all day. That'll bounce right out. Good stop to Groot. That'll end up hitting the Okotoks goaltender once again and rolling back down the floor. This one now on the stick of Candy. On the right side, Okotoks trying to set up. Had a man down the middle, didn't hit him. That long blast off the stick of Kluch. Turned away. Back up at the top, Dosdall. Trying to go down the left side with it. He'll wait up at the top. 20-second shot clock for the Chill. Heading down the right. Back up to the top. Once again, working his way down the wing is Bateman. Down the right instead, the captain with a blast. That's turned away. Blocked and sent down the floor, over and back. Called on the, or no, they'll wave it off here, but not enough shot clock to do much with it, as Okotoks will get the ball in the offensive zone here with a chance to rush down the left. Sending that one right over to Reese Morris. He'll take a hit up high. Good stop by Martin. Back up at the top, Jacob Shukat with it. Had an assist in game 1. He'll be trying to add to his playoff totals here at home. Dosdall down the right. Up to the top here. Down the left. Firing that one just over top of the net. That was a try there by Brett Kohut. Had 2 goals to his name against Okotoks yesterday. With it in the corner now, Damon Penoyer. Okotoks picks it up. Across the floor, it'll get found on the try. Sent right back down the left off the screen. Cutting down the middle. That'll bounce right by the stick of Kluch once again. Down the right, setting this one up. Has a chance right down the middle. It'll roll its way back to center. Okotoks recovers with a 10-second shot clock. Down the left side. Trying to work down the middle now. Across the floor, back up to the top. Erickson with a shot. That'll end up stopped by Martin. Martin sets this one up for Penoyer. Penoyer walks his way through that defender. And down the left side they go. Bateman. He'll try and set something up here. Back up to the top. Dumlin down the right. Back on the left side. Shukat had the dive. Dumlin couldn't quite hold on. DeGroot passes this one back down the right. Tied at 1 after the first 8 minutes here. Shots 7-5, favoring Okotoks. On the right side now, Garofalo ends up finding a stick in front in Robinson. Across the floor, Erickson on the charge. That'll get turned away. Good stop by Martin. Easton Martin getting tested early. As we get a hand in the air here, I believe. Or no, they were resetting the shot clock for the Marauders. It'll land back in the corner, picked up by the Chill as it rolls its way to center. Heading down the left side now with a little bit of speed. Baxter Graff. He had 15 points in the regular season. A defender who's not afraid to get involved in the offense as he'll send that one down the left. Brett Kohut up at the top. Kohut down the right side. Hits Dumoulin back to the corner. Dumoulin to the top, worked off the screen, spins his way through, fires on. That'll end up going wide and out of play. Heading back down the right side, Okotoks setting up their offense with a fresh shot clock on the right. Up high. Bungay had a cutting. Garofalo didn't hit him. Down the left side, a chance for Okotoks, didn't fire. Back up to the top. Once again, Garofalo. Corner again, down the middle, bouncing right off the stick of Bungay. On the right side, charging over the floor, the Chill will take offensive zone possession. Up at the top, setting up is Ethan Dosdall, the Chill's goal scorer. They'll try and do something with it. Dumoulin at the top. Excuse me, that's Bateman. Back across the right to Kohut. Corner Dosdall. Dosdall spins off one defender. Screen Kohut back to the top. That's a blast. Just wide off the stick of Charchuk. Over and back called on the Chill. We'll see the Marauders sending out their offense. Shot clock will get reset for them. 10-10, all that's left in the first period here. Tied at 1. They'll start from the corner. Working their way to the top, down the left side. Okotoks winds up, won't fire. Little nice behind the back by Erickson there. Hussey down the left side. Back up to the top, hits the stick of Owen Hamill. Heading down the left now. Shukat taking it to the corner. Shukat cross the floor to Dumoulin. Back on the stick of Dosdall. Blast from Charchuk goes wide. Fresh shot clock coming the Chill's way. Back up to the top. The Marauders try and take this one back across the half line. A little behind the back pass. It'll pay off for them. They'll work their way to the right corner with a 15-second shot clock. Splits the D. He'll dive. He'll score. Okotoks up by 1. And it was a heck of a play there to get that to go. Able to split directly through the defenders and just dive across the crease. Martin is not quick enough to get to the other side to block it. 9:12 to go here in the first period. This will get rolled into the Okotoks zone, landing back along the wall. He'll get knocked down trying to pick it up. It'll end up being found by Bungay. Marauders pick up another face-off win. As in the left side, they'll send it back below the goal line as he'll take a step in the crease. And we'll see things blown down here. We will head to a quick media break. You are watching the RMLL Junior B semifinals here on NetFront Sports. All right, welcome back. Kohut takes us over the half to get things back underway here in the first period. 2-1 your score. Okotoks with our most recent goal, taking the lead after the Chill tied things up. Nearly an over and back force. They'll head down the right side. Taken back along the wall. The Marauders try and set up. 20-second shot clock. Back to the top. Wired on. Good stop by Martin. He was ready for that one. Heading back down the left side with it. Penoyer on the right. Up to Bateman. Bateman finds Shukat in the corner. Screen set by Bateman. Shukat will wind up. He'll fire. That'll end up going off the backboards, off the roof, and handed right over to the Marauders. Taking it right over the half line. This will get set up along the wall. Back to the top, down the right side. Robinson charges the lane. He'll end up losing the ball, looking for an option. He'll fire it. Hand in the air here, though. And we might just be seeing our first power play of this one. We'll see which box they decide to open. And it does appear that the Calgary Chill will be taking the first power play of this one. And I believe it'll be 2 minutes for holding. Ethan Dosdall will get ready to take things from the top for the Chill. Heading down the left side to the corner. Kohut, he'll get her right back. Back at the top, down the right. Kohut gets it back from Dumoulin. He'll fire it on, off the goaltender, out of play. Chill getting the ball back. Fresh shot clock for Calgary. They'll start from the corner. Up the wall, Charchuk sends it all the way around the arc. In the corner once again, Bateman finds Kohut. Cross the floor. He won't fire. Dumoulin at the top, down the left side. Fakes the shot, won't take it. Back up high, Dosdall. Winds up, fires just wide. Bateman down the right side, Dosdall. Cross the floor. That'll miss the stick. Kohut down low, looks for an option. Finds it in Bateman, blasts it on. It'll end up loose, picked up by DeGroot. Heading down the right side. The captain for Okotoks will send it right along the wing. Endall will walk this one to the top. Trying to charge the lane there was Garofalo. He'll back in his defender. Sitting right on his hip is Cowett. Not able to outrun him. Penoyer coming in to help him. Or excuse me, that is Dane O'Connell. Back along the wall. On the right side now. Damon Penoyer taking it down the floor for the Chill. 6:30 to go here in the first period. 40 seconds remaining in the Chill's power play. Dosdall on the right side to the corner. Dumoulin. Dumoulin back up to the top, working it over to Bateman, who fires it on, put just wide. That'll go out of play. Handed back over to Okotoks with more than enough time on this shot clock to get their man out of the box. Up at the top, Okotoks sets up. He'll walk his way down the left, working off of Baxter Graff. Down the right. He's going to hold up, sending it along the boards, missing the stick. It'll land back with the Chill. Easton Martin sending it down the left side. Brody DaCosta, cross half. 20 seconds to go on this shot clock. It'll be handed right off to Jacob Shukat. Shukat across the floor. Winding up, Penoyer won't take it. Back to Shukat. Down the right, Dumoulin. He'll take it to the top. He'll take the shot. It'll end up getting sent off a defender and wide. The Chill have struggled to register a shot in the last few minutes here, as they're getting offensive chances, just not quite on goal. It'll land back with the Marauders captain, who sets up Okotoks' offense. Back on the right side to the top, working their way around. Kluch on the left side. Off the screen to the top, Ben Erickson tries to fire it on. It'll end up being an over and back called on Okotoks. So with 5:03 to go in the first period, we'll see the Chill get their offense out there. Still looking for some way to tie here. Down by a goal, 15 minutes through the first period. Back down low. Cross the right side. Kohut, he'll take it back down into the corner, looking for a way to get rid of it. He's going to take it right down the gut, but it'll end up being turned away on the shot by Logan Penoyer. Okotoks might have had the fast break, didn't take it. Tate Bradley handing this one right back off. And on the right side, they're going to set things right back up. Back across the floor. That'll get whistled on, bounced off the boards and back the other way. Over and back called on Okotoks. Only one penalty called through the first 15 or so minutes of this one. It was on Okotoks. The Chill not able to score with their power play. Down the right side, Charchuk into the corner, setting up Dumoulin. Dosdall at the top, rolls his way through, puts it off the bar, and back out. Chill get the rebound. Fresh shot clock for Calgary on the left side. Down the right, Dosdall spinning his way through. Penoyer doesn't fire, back to the top once again. Setting up Dane O'Connell. Down the left side, he'll lose that. Here comes a fast break the other way. On the charge, Ryder Endall puts it on. Easton Martin a step quicker. Taking it right back across. Grayson Bateman on the left side. Bateman walking his way through. Clearing the lane down the middle was Ian Charchuk. Back to Bateman at the top. 10-second shot clock. He'll wire it on. Stopped by DeGroot. Down the right side. Frank Gallup on the charge. He'll put this one on. Turned away by Martin. Marauders with a decent lead in shots early here. Easton Martin has needed to be good. Crossing the line, Owen Hamill. Brett Kohut down the left. 15-second shot clock for him. He'll send it right over to Ethan Dosdall. Back down the left side. This will set up Kohut. Kohut fakes the shot, takes it back out. 8 seconds. Back to O'Connell at the top. Dumoulin, the captain, walks his way through. Fires it on. And that'll be stopped once again. Ashton DeGroot has been electric in between the pipes for Okotoks. On the right side. Okotoks sets up their offense. He'll send it across the floor. Down the left side with Kluch. Back up to the top. Erickson down the right. Trying to work their way in. He'll fire and put that right by him. Seth Garofalo. The Marauders go up by 2. Seth Garofalo. He had himself 3 assists in game 1, but wasn't able to beat the goaltender himself. He'll get his first of the playoffs here in Brentwood. Brody DaCosta will move in for the faceoff. Across from Bitnar Magawa. Picked up by the Marauders. Trying to take this back behind the net. Working their way down the right. It'll get popped off his stick, and here comes the Chill the other way. Simon Forgren on the left side. Looking for an option to get rid of it. He's going to find it in Shukat, missing that pass. Thankfully, Dumoulin was in the line. On the right side, Dumoulin, he's going to have to evade an Okotoks double team if he wants to keep the Chill's offense out there. He'll somehow escape, get it back up to the top. Winding up is Bateman. Good stop to Groot. Popped up in the air. We'll get a whistle, and I believe it'll be given back to the Chill. Heading down the left side. With it is going to be Grayson Bateman at the top. On the right, winding up. Firing is Charchuk. Popped up in the air. Okotoks. Or no, it's going to be found by Brett Kohut on the left side. He'll take it across the top. On the right, winding up top. Back up to Kohut. He'll walk his way through. That'll get turned away. Shot out of play, and Okotoks heading back the other direction. Robinson taking it back over half. On the right side, Seth Garofalo has our most recent goal to his name. On the left side, Erickson evades that defender with a swim move, sends it right over to the opposite corner before it bounces right back in front and is recovered by the Chill. Just 1 minute to go here in the first, 3-1 favoring Okotoks. Calgary taking it over the half line. Down the left side goes Ethan Dawsdahl. Dawsdahl walks his way through, 15 seconds to go. Down the right, back up to Dumoulin. Sending it to Dawsdahl on the left side, 10 seconds to go. Dawsdahl spins off that defender, has space in the corner, back up to Dumoulin, fires it on. DeGroot continues to look incredible. And it'll get stolen back. Chance for the Chill, turned away by DeGroot again. Landing back up high, trying to swat. That one was Adam Cowett. As we get a whistle here, timeout Chill. The Marauders arguing that they had the ball, but defiantly, we're seeing Adam Cowett lift the ball in his stick, saying, I don't know if you had the ball. As we'll see the refs meet up at center here. The clock, is winding down on the Chill's timeout as we talk this over. So I'm not entirely sure what exactly is going on here, but I think it's a safe assumption that the conversation here is just happening during the timeout, because I have a funny feeling they're not going to throw another 30 seconds up for the Chill. The decision on the floor will stand, 22.7 seconds. Shot clock will get turned off, the Calgary Chill, with the last possession of the first period. And Easton Martin is going to the bench. It will be 6-on-5 for Calgary. A goal here would be big for them, down by 2. Heading into this second period, they'd only be down by a goal. We'll see what they've got. Ian Charchuk will take it from the top. Shot clock has started. 18 seconds. Down and into the zone. Charchuk walking his way through. Looks at Dumoulin. Won't fire. Sends it down the left over to Shukat to the corner. 10 seconds to go. Bateman to the top. Needs to do something. Down the right side. Misses on his pass. Charchuk can't find it. It'll land back along the wall. Okotoks letting it roll and ripping it down the floor. Won't hit the empty net, but that will do it for the first period here of Game 2 of the South semifinal between the Calgary Chill and the Okotoks Marauders. We'll be right back with you in just a little bit as we head to a break before the second period. You are watching the South semifinal here on NetFront Sports. All right, welcome back. Period 2 about to get underway here at Game 2 between the Calgary Chill and the Okotoks Marauders. It's win or go home for the Calgary Chill, who are already down a game and down in this one as well, 3-1 after the first 20. 40 minutes still left to go to decide their season. We've got your stats for the first period here. As you can see, the score still 3-1 after the first 20. Shots were 14-13. Okotoks took an early lead, but the Chill dug their way back into it in the final 5 minutes. Only one penalty taken so far. The Chill could not convert on that power play, and so far in the face-off, we haven't had that many of them, but Okotoks has been the better of the two sides so far. With that, we've seen both teams start to take their respective sides of the floor. Easton Martin back in between the pipes for the Chill. He managed to stop 11 of 14 in that first period. On the other side, the man in between the pipes for Okotoks in Ashton DeGroot stopped 12 of 13. Both goaltenders have needed to be good. Easton Martin facing off against the best offense in Junior B lacrosse in Alberta. And in that first period, you could definitely see why they managed to pick up all of the stats that they found in the regular season, with Ben Erickson amassing 127 points across the entirety of it. He's already got a goal in this one as well, with Erickson getting the opener for Okotoks. The second goal of the game was the one scored by the Chill, Ethan Dosdall picking that one up. And then for Okotoks, it was none other than Landry Mitten picking up their second, and their third found by Seth Garofalo. That'll end up missing a Chill stick, landing back on the Okotoks side. We'll see the Marauders restart things from the left corner. Owen Williams on the right side with it, heading down the right. Kluch with it, down the left side. Nearly misses that stick. Working their way about across the top is Ben Erickson. Across the floor on the left side, Kluch. Back in front, that's a blast. They'll score. The Marauders pick up the first of the second period. They go up 4-1. And you can hear the crowd here in Brentwood. Plenty of Okotoks fans made the drive up the QE2 to come up to Calgary for this one. And we'll get right back underway. Ryder Endall cross from Ethan Dumoulin in the faceoff. This face-off won by the Chill. Although they won't be able to hold on to it for long, as it'll go right back over to the Marauders. On the left side, Bitnar Magawa handing it off to Ben Erickson. On the right side, sending it back down the floor, Nadir Gould. The Marauders taking their time setting up. Spinning with it was Landry Mitten. He'll get knocked down. Getting the pick up on the left side, trying to work their way out of the corner with a fresh shot clock. They'll end up bouncing off of Easton Martin and back out. We'll see the Chill heading back down the floor. Damon Penoyer with it at the top, down the left side, sending this one right over to Charchuk along the wall. Brett Kohut works his way to the top, fired on, and deflected. Looks like we'll see the Marauders on the charge down the right. Passing this one over. They'll put it on. Easton Martin could not stop that one as the Marauders go up by 4. Frank Gallup picking that one up for Okotoks. As it looks like they're going to Make sure that the floor is nice and clean for this next face-off here. 18-16 to go in the second period. The Marauders starting to build up a real lead. Rally caps firmly on for the Calgary Chill. We'll see what they can find as this ball will get popped up and stolen by the Chill. They'll head down the right side off their face-off win. Setting up along the boards. Logan Penoyer back across the left side. Long blast from Dosdal knocked wide. Blocked in front by a Marauders defender. DeGroot trying to head down the left side with it now. This one taken over by Candy. Down the left side he goes. Reese Morris along the wall. That'll get fired wide. It'll end up rolling its way back to the top. Robinson down the left. There'll be a back along the boards. Down the right side. That blast by Garofalo won't go. It'll end back along the wall. Fresh shot clock for the Marauders. Back up at the top. That shot turned away by Martin. If they can recover, it'll be another shot clock for Okotoks. And they'll start with it up at the top. Garofalo working his way in. The Chill defense able to turn this one away back into the corner. Cutting down the middle. A heavy hit as that ball gets turned away. We'll get some shoving in the midst of all of it, right in front, as that player gets pulled off of a Marauder. As we'll see a bit of a dog pile in the middle, split up by the refs. And we'll just have to wait and see what the outcome of this ends up being. Both referees currently looking right at Baxter Graff for the Chill. We'll see if a Marauder ends up joining him in the box. As Graff will sit. They'll talk at center for a moment here as they try and figure out what exactly the outcome of this is going to be. As of right now, the only man in the box is Baxter Graff, which would tell you that we will see the Marauders head on the power play for the first time today. It's going to be 2 minutes for cross-checking to Baxter Graff. That'll get thrown on the board. They're still discussing this here at center, trying to figure out exactly what the plan is going to be here. We'll see Ben Erickson slowly making his way to center, and it does appear that it will be a power play coming up for Okotoks. We'll see what this offense has in store for us here. Erickson, slow approach down the left side. He'll take it right back from the top behind the back pass. Across the floor, top to Erickson. He'll wire it on. He'll score. Ben Erickson finds his second. And the Marauders are putting on one heck of an offensive showcase here at Brentwood. Brody DaCosta moving into the draw here. Cross from Bitnar McGowan. And Easton Martin is getting the pull. And you can hear that Okotoks bench clearly happy with that decision. As with 16:44 to go in the second period, we're going to get a look at Dane Matson. 6 games played on the regular season, an .846 save percentage for him, 5.3 goals against average. An impressive stat for him, 3 assists as well. Adding a little bit of offensive play for him. Or no, it's not going to be Matson. We'll get back underway here. Face off will get picked up by the Chill. And in between the pipes for the Chill, it's Ryder McMahon, an affiliate player. As a bit of a different look here for the Chill. Let's see how it goes. On the right side, across the floor, can't hit that to work down the middle. Owen Williams, they'll score. Or no, they'll immediately call it off. They'll say he had a foot in the crease. The Chill getting the chance to go the other way. Back down the left side. Up at the top, Dumoulin. Back along the wall. On the left side now, it's Brett Kohut. To the top, Dumoulin down the left. Back up to Bateman, who up fire. Charchuk gets that one off. Back in the corner. Picked up by the Chill. Charchuk with it right across the shoe cat. He'll take it to the top. Deciding to use that fresh shot clock Calgary just earned. And they'll go to the corner. On the right side, Ethan Dumoulin looking at a few options as things get chippy down the middle. And it looks like it'll be handed back over to Okotoks. Walking it back over half. Ryder Endahl finds Erickson at the top. Heading down the right, Blake Robinson. Across the floor here, Erickson winds up, fired, turned away. It'll land back in the corner. Baxter Graff going to pick it up. He won't be able to find it. Ben Erickson beats him to the ball. 20-second shot clock for Okotoks on the left side, taking it back up to the top. Down the right again. Into the wing. Erickson crossed the floor to the corner. 20 seconds to go. Down the middle. Tried to hit Morris. Couldn't get that to stick, as we're going to end up seeing a long pass sent all the way down the floor and picked off by Okotoks. Jackson down the left side. Back up to the top, wired on, turned away by the Chill. Back up, Okotoks. Heading down the right with it. Owen Hamill passes this one right over to Logan Penoyer. On the left side, Bateman walks it to the top, down the right side, Dumoulin. Across the floor once again, charging the lane, turned away, Dosdall. They'll say he didn't register that shot. Dumoulin needs to do something quick. Dosdall with a blast. That'll end up getting picked right back up. The Chill getting a fresh shot clock. Back up at the top again. Damon Penoyer down the left side, wired on. Bateman scores. The Chill with a big one. And it all starts with one. We'll see if the Chill can start to build from that, as Grayson Bateman picks up their first of the second period. Brody DaCosta will move in right across from Ryder Endahl. Quickly pinned and swatted down. It'll end up rolling its way back towards the Chill's goaltender. Face off one by the Chill. A category they've done a lot better at so far in this second period. Cowett down the right side, 20 seconds to go. Up to the top, Ian Charchuk. On the right, 15 seconds. Charchuk to the corner, looking for a way to get through. Dumoulin gives him an option, right to the top, off the post. Dumoulin was there, but couldn't get through the defense. Charchuk back along the wall. He'll work his way back up. 20 seconds, fresh shot clock for the Chill. On the left side, back over to Dumoulin. Cross again, and nearly picked off. It'll be found down low by the Marauders. More with it. Cross half. 7 minutes gone in the second period. Plenty of goals already. Okotoks up by 4. They're just trying to hold on. But I'm sure a little bit more offense couldn't hurt. They're fine their 7th. And it's going to be a blast from Reese Morris all the way at the top. 4 points for him at home in game 1. And that's a big one. Face off. One back towards the Marauders zone. They'll get the pickup. Try and get their offense out there. On the right side, sending it right over to Minton. Landry Minton setting up on the left side. Couldn't quite find the stick of Reese Morris, who is looking for back-to-back goals. It's going to be handed right back over to Okotoks. Fresh shot clock due to the infraction. Long blast from Morris, turned away. The land back in the corner. To the top once again, down the right side, back down low in the corner. To the top, Erickson off the screen, down and jumps for it. Won't quite get past McMahon. Fired low, topped, and turned away. Diving for it was Erickson. It won't go. Picked right back up. McMahon down the right. And a heavy hit there, as that's Simon Forgren. And it looks like, I can't quite catch the number of the player down on the floor there, but there is more than likely going to be a call here, as plenty of discussion happening here at center. Okotoks not too happy about how Forgren took out their player. As back to his feet and working his way off the floor. That'll be a good sign, as Owen Williams getting back on the Okotoks bench. One player already in the box, more than likely Forgren. As I didn't catch the official call on that one. It's going to be 2 minutes for tripping. Erickson walking it down the right. Fresh power play coming up here for Okotoks. They scored on their only one so far here today. Back on the left side, into the corner they go. Resetting with Morris at the top. On the right. Diving for it. It won't go, as they're going to give this one right back to the Chill. Owen Hamill taking it down the floor for Calgary. He will not get over in time. 10 seconds called on the Chill. Heading down the right side, into the corner they go. Landry Minton in the corner. 1-10. Erickson. 15 seconds left on their shot clock. About a minute on the power play. Down the right side. To the corner once more. Crossed the floor. Fired low. Turned away. McMahon getting in front of it. Back up to the top. Erickson. Landry working their way around. Behind the back pass. Down the left side. Wide open net. The quick stick won't go. It'll land back along the wall. Fired down the right. Off the crossbar and out. Fresh shot clock for the Marauders. Okotoks ain't done yet. Back up to the top. Bungay. Cross to Erickson. Fired on. Chill. Get the stop. It's popped up. Hamill will find it and send it down the right side of the floor. The Chill can waste down what's left of the power play. Bateman spinning his way back to the outside. He knows what the task is. They've got to survive 15 seconds. He's going to take a whack in the arm, spin his way inside, goes right back out. Swim move to the corner. Back around the zone. Bateman, long blast, goes over top of the net and back down the floor. And it does appear that we're going to head right into our media break with 9:53 to go in the second period. You are watching the RMLL Junior B semifinals here on NetFront Sports. All right, welcome back. 9:53 left in the second period. The Chill down by 5 at home. And it would appear that Easton Martin has returned in between the pipes for the Chill. They'll go back to their starter. We'll see if Easton Martin is ready to go on the right side. Landry takes it low. Martin shuts the door. Makes his first save since returning. Taking it back down the floor, Dane O'Connell. Right across the half line. He'll enter the offensive zone with 20 seconds on his shot clock. O'Connell down the left side. This land with Logan Penoyer. Penoyer into the corner, Shoecat. Shoecat across the left side. Back up to the top. Into the corner, winding up Kohut. Trying to fire this one on. He'll score! Brett Kohut finds the Chills the third of the game. As Brett Kohut, that'll be his third goal of the playoffs. Or no, they're gonna wave it off. The Marauders heading back the other way. And you can hear the reaction of this crowd. They are not too happy about that call. Up high, Erickson. Down the right side, back along the wall. Reese Morris at the top. He's going to see a lane. Down the right side, that blast Garofalo. Picked back up by Morris. Spinning try, won't go. It'll roll its way back down the floor, over and back on Okotoks. Back in the corner, 8:41 to go in the second period. Ian Charchuk. Charchuk to the top. That one wired on by Dumoulin. Turned away, picked up in the corner. Working their way to the top, Kohut. He wants that goal back, sending it right over to Charchuk. Down the right, Dumoulin. Kohut down the middle. Goes Dumoulin. Dives for it, won't go. Fresh shot clock for the Jill. Back up to the top. Kohut with another blast. Rebounds there. Kohut off the crossbar. And they're going to give it right back over to the Marauders. As the Chill were buzzing there, but Aston DeGroot, absolutely stellar. On the left side. They'll work their way in slow. Mitten scores. Or no. That'll be another crease call. And they'll head down the right. Chance here for DaCosta. Pushing their way through. On the left side, Grayson Bateman. Working their way back to the top. Wired on, turned away. Not able to grab that one. We'll see the Marauders getting a fresh shot clock here, 25 seconds. They'll be sent right back up to the top. Erickson on the left side, walking it slowly in. It'll be a blast in on and turned away. Martin getting the pickup. Adam Cowett back down the floor. He's going to call off Simon Forgren and wait for the offense to get out there. Dumoulin at the top. 15 seconds for the Chill. Back behind the net. Charchuk cutting his Dosdall. Can't quite get that to go. Back up to the top. Working their way across. Long shot. Dosdall turned away by DeGroot. Chill. Fresh shot clock. Down the right side. Dumoulin right back over. Missing the stick. And swatted back up to the top, where it's found by Dosdall. Dumoulin, 15 seconds to go on the left side. Back up to the top. Here comes Kohut. That'll be a shot from Bateman, turned away. Rebounds there for Dumoulin. Back behind the net. He'll reset, setting it up for Bateman. That's back-to-back chances by the Chill. Turned away. Up at the top again. Kohut. Bateman down the right. Dumoulin. He'll fire. It'll go wide. Grabbed by Shoecat. Back to the top. Charchuk It'll get tipped wide. Bateman another try. Dumoulin gets the grab. The Chill refused to go away. Back up to the top. Bateman. Charchuk. Cross once again to Bateman. On the left side, 8 seconds. Kohut, Dumoulin, right in front, Bateman. It's turned away again. Kohut in the corner with it. Down the right side, it'll roll up the boards where it's found by Dumoulin. Dumoulin, 20 seconds to go. On the far side, that quick stick turned away. DeGroot with a one-man stand against the Chill offense. A fast break coming the other way. Easton Martin with the stop. Boys Jolie heading down the right side. Up at the top, into the corner, Shukat. Right back up high, Logan Penoyer with it. Looking for an option on the left side in Brett Kohut. Kohut fired on DeGroot. Another stop. Heading back the other way. Hayden Moore over half. That ball is going to end up getting swatted wide. Landing back up at the top. The Chill recover. Baxter Graff. Bringing a little bit of speed to the transition. He's going to slow down after crossing half. On the right side, Charchuk. Heading into the corner, 15 seconds to go. Charchuk finds a cutting Dumoulin, bounces off his stick. Bateman battling. It'll roll its way back up to the top. Running out of shot clock though, 8 seconds. Landing back up at center. Over and back, avoided for the Chill. 3 seconds to shoot, and they're just gonna dump it right back into the corner. 4 minutes to go in the second period. Heading down the right. Back up to the top. Reese Morris into the corner. Down the right side. Bungay right up again to Morris. Morris, 5-second shot clock fired wide and back down the floor. They need to fire, spinning their way through. Shot clock violation on Okotoks. Heading down the right side with it. Up at the top. Dawsdahl, cross to Penoyer. Bateman, blocked and sent out. It's redirected, back to the Chill. 12-second shot clock. Right over to Penoyer. On the right side, Dumoulin, screen Penoyer. Dumoulin to the top, looking for an option, finds it in Bateman. 2 seconds, fired just wide as it's tipped away by the Marauders. Heading back the other way, Blake Robinson, the captain, 2-on-1 for the Marauders. Down the left side, Endall goes high, Martin makes the stop. Back in the corner, Landry Mitten has the most recent goal for Okotoks with 3 minutes to go here. The Marauders offense, 20 seconds on their shot clock. On the right side, Mitten right in front, missing that stick. It'll go back down low, and they'll head down the right. Bounce pass right over to Graff. Graff on the charge, has an option. Shukat can't find it. Bounced off the boards, he'll get it right back. 20 seconds to go for the Chill. On the left side, Brett Kohut. Walk to the top. That shot sent wide. He'll get taken out. And we'll see the Chill handed this one right back. With it, fired on Dawsdahl. Back along the wall. Candy sending it over the half line to avoid that 10-second call. It's going to end up rolling its way back up high. Spinning right by is Owen Hamill. Hamill down the right side. He'll hand it off. With it, Dawsdahl over to Kohut. Kohut cross to Dumoulin. Down the middle, fired on. DeGroot slides and stops it. Hayden Moore is going to take it over half. Sending it right over to Ryder Endall on the right side. Setting up. That's going to be Ben Erickson. Already a multi-goal game for the RMLL's point leader. Up high, Erickson. 10-second shot clock knocked off More stick. It'll land back on the right side, winding up, fired on, turned away by Garofalo. That's going to be a fresh shot clock for the Marauders. Back in the corner with it. Across the floor, Erickson on the left side. Erickson working his way to the top, down the right side, Garofalo. Across the floor, Erickson fires, turned away. Picked up in the corner. Back down low. We'll get a whistle here. And a power play is coming up. The Marauders box is opening, and with 59 seconds to go, the Chill hop on the power play. It's going to be a hold. Dawsdall will start with it up at the top for the Chill. Or no, 5 minutes thrown up on the board here. That's a big one for the Chill. They will need to capitalize on this big time if they want a chance to get back in this one. 2 power play goals would bring them back within 3. A conversation going on here between the Chill's bench and the referees on the floor. Dawsdall will get ready to go at the top. Dawsdall down the left, Bateman. Back to Dawsdall, down the right side, Dumoulin. Working their way back to the right side. Charchuk on the blast. It'll go out of play. Setting it up. Kohut to the top, Dawsdall. Dumoulin on the wing. Kohut down the middle. That's going to end up going off a stick and out of play. 40 seconds. On the left side. Depending on how much time the Marauders can waste down here, the Chill will get the last possession. Baxter Graff going to battle with Hamill in the corner. Multiple players trying to get this ball loose. 5 seconds on the shot clock. It'll go back to Martin. And the Chill will not call a timeout. 10 seconds here. Graff on the right side, able to avoid that defender. Hand in the air. Another penalty coming up to the Marauders. Blast from Charchuk goes wide. And that will do it for the period. And we will see another penalty coming up to Okotoks in this third period, but we'll tell you about that in just 10 minutes as we head to a break. 7-2, favoring Okotoks. The Chill, 20 minutes left to save their season. Do not go anywhere. You are watching the RMLL Junior B semifinals here on NetFront Sports. Hello and welcome right back inside the Brentwood Sportsplex. 20 minutes, all that remains here between the Calgary Chill and the Okotoks Marauders. 2 penalties are up on our board here in Brentwood. 4 minutes to go in that 5-minute major over to Okotoks. Another 2 added right at the end of the period. We've got stats for you. After that second period, score is 7-2 favoring Okotoks. Shots 31-26 favoring the Marauders. On the power play so far, Okotoks 1 for 2. The Chill 0 for 2, but they will be starting their third power play at the start of this period. And then as for face-offs, currently it is 40% to 60%, also favoring the Marauders, but much more even than what we saw after that first period. 20 minutes. All that remains. Easton Martin out there to start the third for the Chill. He got pulled and then put right back in the second period. And whatever pep talk he got on the bench appeared to have worked, as in his second appearance of that second period, he sure looked a whole heck of a lot better. We'll see the time reset. The hourglass of all the sand that is left in this Calgary Chill season, if they cannot find 5. DaCosta right across from Blake Robinson. Here we go. It's going to get rolled back and picked up by the Calgary Chill. 5 on 3. Here comes the power play. Bateman on the left side, down the right. It'll get set up by Charchuk. Bateman again. Charchuk down low. Kohut can't finish. Dumoulin back to the top. Didn't hit the net. Shot clock stays where it's at. 10 seconds to go. Down the right side, Charchuk. Dumoulin goes high. Turned away by DeGroot. He has to skate down the far boards as the captain, Blake Robinson, loses the ball in transition. Trying to get the pickup. It's knocked off his stick. The Chill will get it in their own zone. Back down the left side now. Brett Kohut with it. Back up to the top. Dumoulin. Back up high. That's going to get blasted on. Down the right. Hayden Moore. And this will get picked up right at the top. Clutch. Trying to spin off that defender. The Marauders just trying to waste down the 5 on 3. Hamill will go flying. That'll be a heavy hit along the board. Swatted down. Picked back up by the Chill. Cowett will take it right over the half line. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Up at the top with it now. Brett Kohut. Bateman on the left side. Down the right side, Charchuk cross to Bateman. Finds the lane. Sends it over. Turned away by DeGroot. This will end up back at the top. That'll do it for the 5 on 3. The Marauders will get a penalty killer back. Back in the corner. A heavy hit by O'Connell. It'll end up working its way back to the opposite corner. And he's going to go down immediately in pain. They're going to end up calling out the trainer here. And you could see the immediate discomfort as it looked like he slipped, and we'll see the trainer immediately coming back out for Okotoks. We'll head to a short break as he gets checked on and gets the help he needs. But we'll be right back with you in just a little bit. 17:48 to go in the third period. You're watching the South Semifinals here on NetFront Sports. All right, welcome back. The Marauder is getting helped off to the bench, as I haven't been able to catch the number on him quite yet. He was checked on by the trainer, as they'll help him off the floor, and it does appear to be Seth Garofalo. Hopefully it is not the last time we see him here today. On the outside, the Marauders lose the ball right off the restart. That one's going to get tapped just wide of the net. Shot clock violation on the Marauders, 1:43 to go on the power play for the Chill, 17:42 is all that's left here in the third period. The Chill need to start to mount a comeback here, and it all starts on this power play. Dosdall down around the corner. Dumoulin sending it right back. Dumoulin at the top, down the left side, missing the stick of Kohut. Stolen back by the Marauders. Down the right side, knocked off that stick, popped up in the air. The captain finding it on the right. Charging down the lane. Bradley has it. 20-second shot clock for the Marauders. They're going to be able to waste this power play right on down to a minute. On the left side now. Heading in on the attack. Charging through the zone. They're not going to be able to make that work. It'll end up getting picked up and taken back the other way. Dane O'Connell sending this one across the floor. Damon Penoyer over to Bateman. 50 seconds on the power play. Bateman up at the top. Kohut. Kohut will play pass with Dosdall. Kohut down the right. Dumoulin setting up on the right side. He'll fire. He'll score. Ian Charcha gets a power play goal for the Chill. .35 to go in the third period. The Chill will go back to even strength. Or no, not yet, as that was the 5-minute major. That's still on the board there. So they will remain on the power play for 36 more seconds. Then going to end up rolling its way back down the floor. Picked up along the wall. Marauders up at the top. Slow approach down the left side. Right over to Seth Garofalo. He'll put it off the post. Up at the top. Down the right side. Landry Mitten sending it down the middle. That'll miss the stick of Garofalo. Getting popped up in the air. Fordred taking it back down the floor for the Chill. Shukat takes it across the half line. He'll take it along the left boards. Back up to the top. Shukat looking for an option, finds the captain Dumoulin down the middle, misses on the pass as Blake Robinson gets the steal. He'll get it knocked off his stick. Robinson on the right side. Back up to the top. Bungay down the left side. Right back up to Robinson. He'll find the lane, take it to the top, not fire, down the left side, turned away by Martin. On the right side, spinning with that ball. Garofalo back up high, turned away on the shot by Kluch. Heading back down the left. Adam Cowett with it. He'll hand it off at half. Brett Kohut in on the attack for the Chill. Logan Penoyer into the corner, to the top. Fired. It'll end up just sneaking wide. Aston DeGroot will get given the save on that one. Heading back down the floor. Candy with it, up at the top. Erickson sending it back along the right side. Bungay. Once again, cutting their way through. Mitten looking for a way towards the goal. To the top, down the left side, fired by Erickson. He'll score. Okotoks back up by 5. With 13:46 left in the third period, Ben Erickson completes the hat trick. We'll get ready for another draw as DaCosta steps in right across from Bitnar Magoa. Down the left side, DaCosta setting it up to Dumoulin. Dumoulin down the right across the floor to Dosdall. Walking their way in, fired on, turned away, picked up in the corner. Dosdall finding the ball, 25 seconds to go. Right in front, not able to pick that ball up as it's knocked down. Down on the left side now, Penoyer to the top. Dumoulin down the left side, turned away again by DeGroot. Back in the corner with it. We've got a hand in the air here. And it looks like the Chill are heading to the power play. Up high, Damon Penoyer on the right side. Back up to the top. Bateman, crossed it. Charchuk, he'll score. The Chill, again, back within 4. Brody DaCosta will step in here. Bitnar Magawa on the other side. Both players will get ready to go. That's going to get knocked up in the air. The Chill still fighting for it. It'll get popped off the stick of Bitnar Magawa. DaCosta fights for it. Heavy hit in the corner. And it's going to be given back to the Chill. Kohut down the left side with it. Working across the top. Kohut on the blast. Turned away. DeGroot heading back the other direction. Bradley on the charge. Up at the top. Sending this one right over to Garofalo. Down the middle. On the cut comes Blake Robinson. He'll score. The Marauders continue to show off that top-ranked offense. And the offense has started to get going for the Chill, but unfortunately for them, they can't afford to just trade with the Marauders. Back up at the top, DaCosta will get the pickup. Down the left side, Brody DaCosta fired it high. That's going to end up getting popped in the air, put on low, they'll score. Adam Cowett gets it right back. And the Chill have consistently taken down this Marauders lead to only 4 goals, but they've yet to get back any closer. They're going to win the face-off here. Let's see if they can find a way. DeCosta, excuse me, on the shot. And that'll go just wide. Popped up in the air. It'll end up going out of play. And it looks like the Marauders will be getting the ball back. Or no, the Chill. A fresh shot clock as well. They'll get their offense on the floor. Kohut to Bateman on the left side. Cross the floor down the right side. Penoyer back across again to the top. Dumoulin blasts it just wide. Shukat having to go back and get it. He'll get taken out on the jump. Penoyer can't get the grab. Kohut knocked it, losing his stick trying to grab it. Shukat with the pickup. 8 seconds. Puts that one off of DeGroot. Jump ball. It'll land back behind the net where it's found by the Marauders. This pass going way long as it'll be found by Owen Hamill in the corner. Hamill is going for a run here. Down the left side as he's going to go off. And it appears they're choosing to switch out the ball here. Shukat on the left side. Up to Bateman. Down the right. Down the middle. Dosdahl misses the net. It'll end up going wide. Stolen back by the Marauders. Charging down the right side, Tate Bradley. Bradley back up high. Garofalo. Garofalo fakes his way back to the top. Down the middle. All alone, Mitten behind the back. Won't go. As we will see the Chill giving the ball back here after it went out of play. Brett Kohut heading down the left side. He's going to try and take it along the outside of that defender, but it'll end up going back. He'll get pushed back out. It'll work down the right. Dumoulin into the corner to pick up. 10 seconds to go. Finding it is Kohut at the top. Needs to spin off one defender. He'll fire it just wide. Out of play. Marauders ball. Half a period is all that is left. 4 goals the difference. The Marauders staring a trip to the South Finals right in the face. On the left side. So he'll get picked up in front of the Chill bench. Erickson having to fight his way through Cowett. Erickson pulled down. A hand in the air. It's going to get tossed into the corner. Picked up by the Chill. And with 10 minutes to go in their season, the Calgary Chill are heading to the box. Timeout called as we, I believe, head into our media break here with 9:36 to go. We'll be right back with you in just a little bit. You're watching the South Semifinals here on NetFront. Welcome back. 9:36 on the clock here in Brentwood. 4 goals the difference as the Marauders just need to hold on to head to the South Final. They'll get a power play first. Let's see what they do with it. Erickson at the top. Down the right side comes Mitten. He'll get turned away. Dane O'Connell trying to break out for the Chill. On the left side. It'll end up back along the wall. Forgren. He's going to get the pickup and head down the right side. Finding Grayson Bateman at the top. 10 seconds to go. Bateman. He'll take a charge down the left side shorthanded. Back up to the top. Dumoulin firing that one right in. Heading back down the right side. This will get handed off. Back to the top. Ben Erickson down the right. Walking their way in. They'll score. The Marauders find number 10. And every time the Chill seem to have an answer, the Marauders answer right back. As they're working on getting the penalty off the board here in Brentwood. They've got it down now. This face-off gets us back underway, won by DaCosta. Down the left side, the Chill. Setting up at the top. Down the right side with it. Martin is leaving his bench, or leaving his net. It's 6-on-5 for the Chill. They're going with an empty net look early here. 8 minutes to go. Down the right side, Charchuk. Shukat to the corner. Back to the top. They'll miss on the pass. It'll go into the corner. Charchuk finds it. 3 seconds ago. Dumoulin goes off. And you could see Ashton DeGroot. He was looking for that empty net. He decided not to take it. As Hayden Moore takes it across the half line. It's probably a safe assumption that Easton Martin is going to be going for a lot of sprints in the next 7:30. On the left side with it. Back to the top. 3 seconds to go. Fired on. Martin with the stop. Back down the left side. Martin's going off. Back up high with it. Grayson Bateman. Charchuk down the right side to Dumoulin. Up to Shukat. Bateman on the wing. To the top. Cross the floor to Dumoulin. Cutting his Kohut. DeGroot got the stop. Here come the Marauders down the left side. He'll miss that pass to Landry Mitten. Landing back in the corner. Mitten can't get rid of the ball. It'll end up back with Forgren. Up at the top. Dawsdahl up to Bateman, handing it right back to Dawsdahl. 18 seconds, 6:30 to go. On the right side, Charchuk. Down the left, up to the top, Bateman. Round the outside, Dumoulin on the screen. Back up high, 3 seconds. They'll fire. They can't get the rebound. Running the other way. We'll get a whistle. It's given back to the Chill. We'll get a whistle. And it looks like they're taking a quick stop to wipe down the floor in the corner. The Chill will not get a fresh shot clock, I don't believe. They'll stay with just 12 seconds. And they're taking the chance during this wipe down to have a mini timeout at the bench to plan out how they're going to spend it. As it looks like they're getting ready to give the Chill the ball up at the top. Logan Penoyer with it. They'll give it to him. Fresh shot clock. Down the right side. Dumoulin. Dawsdahl to the corner. Bateman. Right in front. The jump shot won't go. Out of play. The Marauders giving the ball back. Heading back across the half line. Gallup on the charge. They'll score. The Marauders go up by 6. This will get swatted back by DaCosta. He'll get the pickup at center for the Chill. Up high. DaCosta hands it off to Shukat. Shukat down the left side of the floor. 15 seconds. Heading down the right now. Shukat to the top, 8 seconds. Around the outside. Dumoulin fired on, turned away. And that'll be another long try for Okotoks. It'll go out of play. And heading back the other way, Ethan Dosdall. On the left side, Shukat. 5 minutes to go. To the top, Bateman. Finds Dumoulin on the right side, walks in, fires this one, can't get it through traffic. Bateman back up high, another shot. Turned away by DeGroot. Shukat on the rebound. He'll take it back outside, 25 seconds to work with. Dumoulin won't need it. Fires it, scores. The Chill with their 6th. And it's going to take one heck of a rally. I think I've said that a few times in the third. But with 4:41 to go, they will get enough possessions for it to be possible. But they need to capitalize on a whole heck of a lot of them. And it's Chill ball. On the left side, DaCosta to the top. Dosdall. Martin on the bench, 6 on 5. Back up high again. Dumoulin down the right. Inside, misses the stick of Dumoulin. Going into the corner, Penoyer. He'll get taken down low. And it's given right back to the Chill. Penoyer. Up at the top, Dosdall with it. Down the left side, Bateman. Down low, Shukat. Right in front, Dumoulin can't score. The Marauders get it back. They need to get out of the corner. They'll fire it back down the floor, and it's going to end up landing right back in the corner. Picked right back up by Bateman. The Chill trying to head down the left. Dosdall cross to the top. Dumoulin, Shukat into the corner. 15 seconds. Fired on, Bateman. The Chill back within 4 once again. And DaCosta directing traffic from the face-off circle. He'll win the draw. Forgren can't get the pickup. A heavy hit at center. The Marauders down the left side. They'll get their offense out there. And this Chill defense playing real aggressive. They want a turnover. He'll run right through that screen. DaCosta on the right side. And they're going to get another wipe down on the floor here. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Marauders. 3:22 to go. We'll get ready to go. The Marauders up at the top. Garofalo defended by Baxter Graff. And they're just waiting for this clock to tick on down. Garofalo inside. The captain for the Marauders can't finish the job. DaCosta down the left side. 3:10 to go. Bateman at the top on the left side. DaCosta not coming off the floor. It's been one heck of a shift for him. Charchuk all the way across to Bateman. Bateman to the top, walks in, fired. It'll end up getting turned away by DeGroot. The game very firmly in his hands on the right side, missing the stick of Dumoulin. 20 seconds to go. Back across the floor. Diving is Kohut. No! They'll turn it away. As on the right side, Moore will end up sending this one right over. And another wipe down in the corner. And the Chill sending out a new coach to wipe down the floor, as I think the person who had already been doing it might be a little bit tired of the cardio. .230 to go in the third period. It has been a real long third period here between the Chill and the Marauders. The Chill, 4-goal lead. And they've got another spot to wipe down. And it would appear we're ready to go. Once again, 2:30 left in the third period. Heading down the right side. Minton taking some wax up at the top. Graff passing this one in. It's loose. Grabbed by Martin. Graff down the left side. 2:15. All that remains. Here comes Shukat down the left side. Up at the top. Passing it off to Bateman. Bateman in the corner. 15-second shot clock, looking for an option. He'll take it to the top. Dumoulin back to Bateman. On the right side, won't fire. Back to Bateman again. Right into the crest of DeGroot. The Marauders on the breakout. Down the right side. Empty net. All alone. The Marauders get number 12. And Ryder Endall will put away the empty netter. 1:45, all that's left. Brody DaCosta in the draw here. And the Marauders, in the first two periods of the game, dominated in the face-off draws. They'll get another win here, but you gotta say the Chill looked a lot better in that third period. DaCosta winning a lot of very clutch draws to give his team a chance. Back up to the top, and Erickson knows exactly what he wants to do with this ball. And that's sit with it for 13 more seconds. Back up to the top. Down the left side. 5 seconds. Erickson. 3, 2, 1. He'll put it right on. Easy save for Martin, but only a minute to go. DaCosta up at the top. And it looks like Martin's gotten the stop sign. He is staying in between his pipes. On the left side, DaCosta. Back down the right. Charchuk. Up at the top. This will end up just going wide. Picked up again. Hail Mary pass. And here comes Ryder Endall. He'll end up missing on the try. It'll go off the roof. And the Chill will get one last possession on their season. Back the other way. Damon Penoyer into the corner. 20 seconds. Shukat to Bateman. 15 seconds. Down the right side. It's turned away. Picked up in the corner by the Marauders. 10 seconds. He'll end up taking a few extra whacks, but as the clock ticks on down, the Marauder section erupts. Okotoks is heading to the South the South Final. And after a hard-fought season in the toughest division in Junior B lacrosse, the Calgary Chill's season will come to an end. A 13-5-0 record. The Marauders will be moving on to play for the chance to go to the Larry Bishop. And leading both teams down the lineup, Aston DeGroot, right across from Easton Martin. And we got a heck of a goalie battle here today. DeGroot absolutely stood on his head in between the pipes for Okotoks. But as both teams meet at center, we will bid you adieu on this one, as that will do it for the South semifinal here at the Brentwood Sportsplex. I've been Simon Shaskovsky. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to have yourself a good night.